As the production of Welcome to USA is largely, if not entirely, motivated by a specific anecdote, I thought that it would only be appropriate to introduce the work with that very anecdote. So I had been working on this idea of putting a welcome mat in specific places, and then it was suggested to me that perhaps the welcome mat should go outside the Office of Immigration Services. So yesterday, it would be Monday, June the 10th, I drove down to the Office of Immigration Services, and as I passed the building in my car, I noticed that there were a few guards outside. There was some traffic outside the building, a couple guards, some people just who were, I guess, wanting to access the building. But it struck me immediately as being kind of more official than I thought it would at first. So I went, I parked, I got out of my car, and I took my camera with me. And I started, before I placed the welcome mat down, I had it with me. I began to take pictures of the building. And I took a picture from the opposite side of the street, and I sort of moved closer to the building and took a picture right sort of at the entrance of the building. And inside I could see one armed U.S. Army officer and a police officer. And so I kind of noticed that I was garnering some unwanted attention, and so I decided that I would stop taking photos and walk around the block. So I took my welcome mat with me, took my camera, and went around the block. And as I came back, because I was determined to put this welcome mat there, I noticed that there were now two Army officers outside the building and one inside the building, along with the officer who I initially saw also inside the building. And I noticed that sort of as I approached the building once again, they were all staring at me. So I thought that rather than get myself arrested or deported, as I'm an international student, that's sort of something that I had to be wary of. I decided that I would go into the building and actually talk to the officer and ask him if what I was doing was all right. Immediately when I approached and showed him the mat and explained what I was doing, he informed me that he had seen me taking photos before and had actually notified his supervisor of my presence, and that I believe that his supervisor was on the way. I apologized profusely, obviously, and the situation was handled. But I think sort of the idea of this is that I didn't really realize the impact of what I was doing. I think before that kind of happened, it was a statement, but it wasn't anything that really hit home until I was kind of placed in this situation. And so as a response to that, I created this work, this kind of installation piece, I guess, called Welcome to USA.